galaxy is burning. Brother fights brother, and treason splits the Imperium of man. This is the Age of Darkness. Welcome to the Remembrancers retreat, coming to you from within the depths of the Vengeful Spirit.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Remembrancers Retreat, a Warhammer 30k, Horus Heresy, and Specialist Games podcast. My name is Jesse. I'm here today with Austin. It is 2022. Sorry we're late.
We were just having so much fun in 2021.
Yeah, it's, the holiday season just kind of hit us like a ton of bricks, and we are back now, though. So, thank you all for sticking around and getting connected with us. We really appreciate it. But we're here, and we're showing up today with a new Exemplary Battle from Warhammer Community. It's the Battle of Perdidas, Umbral 51. Dark Angels versus Death Guard versus Iron Hands versus Mechanicum.
Yes, the traditional battlefield, where who the fuck knows what everyone is doing, but lots of Marines are dead at the end of it. But how excited were you, Jesse, to see that lovely Dark Angel chapter symbol at the start of this?
It was great. I was slightly hungover from the night before, and I'm bleary-eyed. It's slept a little bit in, and I see, cool, new Exemplary Battle. Oh, shit, Dark Angels. I didn't expect that. I was expecting it to be like the last one before the new edition comes out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it may be. You never know.
That's true. But yeah, excited. So, digging in. Perdidas, if I remember right, because it's been a while since I read, I think it was based off from the novel The Lion, I believe it was.
I actually just picked up that book and have not read it yet.
Okay. Well, I guess there's some minor spoilers.
So are you telling me I accidentally spoiled the book by reading this? Damn it.
Oh, yeah, some Marines won, some Marines lost.
I hope they didn't kill a Primarch.
No, I think you're safe on this one.
All right. It is a really interesting fight, though, that there's just this planet with a bunch of high-level shit on it, including a bunch of Ragdan stuff that apparently was a Dark Angels planet? Or they had some sort of safe on it? And the Death Guard and Iron Hands just sort of start showing up and beating the shit out of each other?
Yeah. So I don't remember it being a Dark Angel planet before.
Oh, so they just showing up and
the Dark Angel ship was, because I believe they were aware of a specific thing. It's been so long, but minor spoilers. But you probably already know this anyway. Tolchocha.
That name is ringing zero bells.
Cool. Then I won't spoil it for you.
All right. But yeah,
I'll just leave it that name, and since it has no meaning to you, I'll stop it right there.
Excellent. I appreciate you. Maybe you'll record a spoiler segment after this for all those people that were like, I'm never going to buy the Lion. Tell me what the hell he's talking about. I'm sorry. I didn't think I'd ever buy the Lion either, but
here we are.
Noble had a half off on hardbacks, and here we are.
Oh, it was in hardback.
Yeah. The couple of in December they had half off hardbacks, just all of them.
Interesting.
So I bought a couple of things that I otherwise wouldn't have because I really enjoyed I got Valdor, I've got the Lehman Russ Primarch novel.
Yeah,
but
so this was
they are a bit pricey.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Maybe it wasn't the. Yeah. Here we go. Yep. So it's part of an anthology, the Primarchs.
I don't remember. Good. That's actually what I'm reading now.
Yeah,
so I got that too.
So a short story.
Awesome.
Interesting. I didn't realize it was a short story, but after a while, it's been years. So it all kind of blends together after a while.
It's true. But as interesting as the story is, that's nowhere near as fun as the 2 new units that showed up.
Yeah, let's dig into those. So we got 2. And I have feelings on one, obviously. I have don't really have too many feelings on the other yet.
Really?
Because
I have opinions on the new Dark Angel unit?
But I haven't looked really too deep into the Death Guard one. But I heard overall positive things about that one too. So let's dig into the Dark Angel Exemplary Battle unit. Here, it's a long title. Inner Circle Knight Cenobium, Order of the Broken Claws. That is the unit name. It is an elite unit at 275 points. The Order Cenobites have a weapon skill and weapon skill of 5, ballistic skill of 4, strength 4, toughness 4, 1 wound, 4 initiative, 2 attacks, and leadership 9 with a 2-up save. The Preceptor, who's effectively the sergeant, is weapon skill 6, and same stats along with the others besides an attack of 3 instead of 2.
And LD 10.
And leadership 10, thank you. Thank you. Their war gear, they are equipped with Cataphracti Terminator armor. They come base with a Tyrannic Greatsword and Plasma Caster, like your standard Knight Cenobium.
And I love that.
Yeah, the Plasma Caster is
murderous.
Stupid, with a 12-inch range, strength 4, AP 2, assault 2, ignores cover, plasma flame, which allows you to reroll any failed to hit rolls in Overwatch. It's basically a plasma shotgun.
And we love it.
Mm-hmm. And Tyrannic Greatsword is, of course, strength 2, AP 3, instant death, mastercrafted, I want to say, base. And, yeah, instant death, instant death. I don't know. I have it in front of me here a second.
I was about to say, you have the book right there.
I don't want to.
Don't make me
Strength 2, AP 3, melee, two-handed, instant death. Okay, yeah, it wasn't as many rules as I thought it was. But still, really damn good rules.
All the rules that matter.
Yep. So these guys have the following special rules. They are Dark Angels. They're stubborn. They have Adamantium Will. And they have Order Exemplars, Order of the Broken Claw, which makes this different than your standard Cenobium is that because they're a very specific set of an order, they only have a particular extra rule as opposed to selecting one from the Scions of the Hecatonistica. And that one, I've come on down here, Order of the Broken Claws. Of all the First Legion's warriors, the Inner Circle Knights of the Order of the Broken Claws were most adept at combating and destroying the monstrous bioforms of the Rangdan. While the Knights have dwindled in number at the time of the Horus Heresy's outbreak, their hard-won experience in battling the inhuman, particularly that gained during the Xenocides, would prove invaluable when their blades were turned on the Lion's myriad enemies. Because the Lion makes a myriad of enemies.
He really does. He's kind of a dick.
They're not going to, yeah, where's the lie? When an Inner Circle Knight Cenobium, Order of the Broken Claws unit is selected as a part of a Legionis Astartes army, I'm just going to call these Broken Claw from now on. All models in that Inner Circle Knight Cenobium gain the Order Exemplars, Order of the Broken Claws, special rule for no additional points cost. Models in a unit representing this order gain a bonus of +1 to their wound rolls when locked in combat with an enemy unit that includes one or more monstrous creatures or gargantuan creatures, or models with the Demon of the Ruinstorm special rule. Additionally, when resolving the effect of penetrating hits as a result of close combat attacks, models representing this order add +1 to the result of the vehicle damage table rolls. Now this is very interesting, and I'll explain why here in a little bit. Furthermore, such is the superlative skill of the Inner Knights that they may make Overwatch attacks despite being equipped with Cataphracti Pattern Terminator armor, which is also very sick, and I love it.
Can we pause here and say just how dick this is?
It's super dick.
To Demons of the Ruinstorm in particular, Tyrannic Greatswords are already a bad time for Demons of the Ruinstorm. Like, it's just a bad time. We don't enjoy it. Like, quit instant deathing every goddamn thing on the planet. We all have 2 wounds.
Yep. And it's a +1 to wound rolls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
it's
now
a very important distinction than as opposed to, +1 strength. It's a straight up +1 to wound rolls.
Yeah. Which is super good. Because honestly, a lot of it we don't love it. Because that means you're just as good against a demon army on turns 1 and 2 as you would be when the strength starts dropping to more realistic levels, or the toughness rather. Yeah, who knew? Why are Dark Angels so adept at killing demons, Jesse?
We've seen a lot of shit. We know a lot because we've seen a lot. So,
bunch of demon monsters on your planet and just running around like you're cool.
Yeah, we know how to kill them. So,
true.
As far as dedicated transports, the Broken Claws numbering 5 models may take a Land Raider Phobos or a Spartan if 10 models or fewer. So, yeah, 5 models. Okay, yeah, Land Raider Phobos if you have 5, Spartan if you have 10 or 5 or 10.
Yeah, any amount.
Yeah, any amount. Go nuts. So they can take up to 5 additional Cenobites at 45 points each. Standard, pricey. Any model in the unit may exchange their Tyrannic Greatsword for one of the following. Either a Thunderhammer for free, which is the same as the previous Cenobites, or a new weapon, the Advex Moor's Greatsword, for 2 points. Now the Advex Moor's Greatsword, a unique pattern of the iconic 1st Legion Tyrannic Greatswords. The Advex Moor's pattern was created by Cenobites of the Order of the Broken Claws in the wake of the Rangdan Xenocides, using the valuable experience earned by the sacrifice of their brothers in the wars against the Xenos biomonstrosities. The Advex Moor pattern Greatsword is Strength plus 3, AP 3, Melee, Two-Handed, Rending, and Murderous Strike. So if I remember right, on a Rending, a wound roll of 6 turns it into an AP2. Murderous Strike turns any roll of 6 into instant death.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
So effectively, you're rolling at Strength 7, AP 3, with chances to rend and instant kill on 6.
Unless you're fighting a monstrous creature or a demon, and then your strength, well, not even effectively 8, your strength 7 with a bonus on top of it.
Yeah, Strength 7 with a +1 to wound.
Yeah, technically better. Strength 7 with a +1 to wound is better than Strength 8.
Now, also keeping this in mind against vehicles.
Yeah.
Penetrating hits add +1 to the result of vehicle damage rolls. If you roll a 6, your AP2, then you add another +1 to your vehicle damage, you can end up blowing stuff up with your swords.
Yeah, and like, it's not hard either. Like if you have 10 of these guys running around with, 9 of these, because presumably we haven't gotten there yet, you can give the Preceptor a Mastercrafted Thunderhammer or a Paragon Blade. What the hell, Jesse? How many of those you guys just got laying around?
And we like our swords.
Handed them out to every sergeant on the face of the planet. That's true. The Advex Moor's Greatsword counts for your ridiculous sword rule, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep. So, +1 to hit in combat with people of the same weapon skill as well. But again, getting ahead of myself a little bit. The sergeant may take, instead of their Tyrannic Greatsword, may take a Mastercrafted Thunderhammer for 5 points, or a Paragon Blade for 25. And the Order Preceptor may also take a Grenade Harness for 5 points, which always take the Grenade Harness.
Always. This is real disrespectful. Also, for those of you wondering, Advex is Latin for to catch or to take something. So you have the take and kill greatsword, Moors being, kind of death, or maybe taking death to somebody. GW's always kind of loosey-goosey with their Latin, but it's a cool name, right?
It's I will say, when I first read this and hadn't really delved too deep into it, I was a little disappointed because I felt like it was just a little extra minor layer of rules on top of an already existing unit. And I was like, oh, that's not really too exciting.
And it is, but man,
and I really shouldn't have any space to talk because the Dark Angels already have so many freaking unique units compared to other legions right now. But
you really do. And that greatsword, like there are so few units that can take a dreadnought in close combat and not also suffer lots of casualties. Because most of the time you're doing it with power fists or chain fists, right? Something that's swinging at initiative 1, a Thunderhammer. These guys are rolling strength 7, initiative 4, rending. So on 6s, they get that penetrating hit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's how the math works. Yeah, 6s, they're going to get the penetrating hit because of the rending.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're going to be AP 2 and +1 on the chart. So +2 on the chart.
Effectively AP 1 with the penetration.
Yeah. So 5s. On 5s, they're just outright blowing up the Dreadnought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't love this. And it's also a rare unit that not only do you not want to charge your Dreadnoughts up against, but you also don't want to get near them with like anything in power armor because of the damn plasma casters.
Or even Terminator armor for that matter, because it's AP 2.
Or Terminator armor. Yeah, stay away. This is why God gave you Medusa platforms.
Like it's a good thing it's 1 wound each.
For now. And then like that weapon skill 5, right? They're already ahead of the game. Except that if you are one of those lucky legions that have weapon skill 5 Terminators lying around, guess what? I have a sword and that makes me better than you. Fuck.
Hitting on 3s. Sorry.
Hitting on 3s with a +1 to wound. Just disrespectful.
Yeah. I've come around. I actually really like these Broken Claws.
And they're not that expensive either, like comparatively speaking.
It's still a pricey unit. I mean, it's an elite unit. Usually you pay quite a bit for those. But let's see. Let's say 10 points if you want to get your Advex Moors on everybody.
So all of the bonuses, right? Just straight up adding from the additional Marines. So it's 45 points for one of these guys. A basic Terminator and Cataphracti, with just combi bolter power weapon, right? That level of standard, 30 points.
Yeah.
So, you give them the power fist because most of them do. So it's 35. So for 10 points more, you get one of these guys. And that seems well worth the cost of admission.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you have the freaking Plasma Caster and Tyrannic Greatsword as base anyway.
Yeah. So like
the Plasma Caster itself is worth that extra 15 in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean shit. So like, yeah, let's give the guy, let me see if I can make one real quick at the top of my head here. Fuck. And the regular Terminators pay 10 points for that grenade harness. Rude. So yeah, 37, 42 points for a Terminator in Cataphracti with either the Volkite or a combi weapon. Kind of pick whichever one you think is better there. And the Power Fist.
Yeah.
42. So for an extra 3 points, you're getting a point of weapon skill and a point of leadership and a Tyrannic Greatsword and a Plasma Caster.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm also trying to balance out between the Advex Moors Greatsword and the Tyrannic Greatsword if I was going up against real tough Mechanicum. Because their base mod, you already get a +1 to wound just because you're taking this unit. Do I go and hope I fish for 6s to get the rending? Or do I just go with the flat-out instant death and hope he just fails a single roll?
With Mechanicum, I think that's where you go.
But this also gives an extra plus of strength. So I'm swinging swords at +7 strength instead of 6
and
strength.
Actually, you're right. You're swinging at 7 and with the +1 to wound.
And at 7, there's a good chance even the toughest guys, you're still 4s and 5s.
Yeah, which isn't bad. Yeah, no, that is a tough call. Oh, I will say.
But I like a tough call in my game.
Yeah, yeah. And you don't have to switch them all out. It's any model.
It's true.
So you could go for a pleasant mixture.
Yep, and a couple of Thunder Hammers for flavor.
Right. I will say it is a little bit more balanced. Terminator to Inner Circle, Broken Claw. When you go with just the base cost. Because it's 175 for just the 5-man, power weapon combi bolter, and it's 55 each for these guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Although again, you then spend another 13 points to make that Terminator still not quite as good. So, but
the question is, do I throw a Warmonger in there and just drop in?
It's not against me. Hopefully, that seems rude.
The Plasma Caster is a little danger close. We only got a 12-inch range on that.
That's true. they would certainly be an interesting run for the Deathsworn.
Oh.
Just because of those plasma casters. Like, if we magicked them both into close combat, the Deathsworn will win. Mm-hmm. The problem is they're either going to get overwatched by the plasma casters or be plasma castered.
Yeah. Not only Overwatch, re-rolling misses too. So there's a good chance I'm going to get a few 6s in there because that's 2 shots apiece. I'm probably going to get a few in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's good odds you kill 3 or 4 before they even get into the combat. And those are axes that aren't swinging because the Overwatch doesn't count.
Yep. Because it's not the fight phase.
Because as everyone who's listened to this podcast at all knows, that is my sole and only judge of how good a unit is in combat.
Can the Deathsworn take them?
Can they take the Deathsworn? The answer is always no, thus far, except for those never to be sufficiently damned Imperial Fist Phalanx Warders with their goddamn demo charges.
Oh, man. What about a whole bunch of Basilisk Cannons?
Not in close combat. They're not.
Not in close combat, no.
But yeah, these guys, again, I won't swear that they could do it, but they come mighty close.
Yeah. We're going to have to test it out one day.
We really have.
If we ever play this game again at some point.
That's true, though. There'll be a new edition before we end up rolling the dice here. Hold on. Here, 45.
Yeah, like I said, I was a little disappointed. I was kind of hoping for something a little more unique, but after talking through you with this, having a chance to really sit down, I haven't had much of a chance to really delve through it.
Kind of think about it. Yeah,
but now it's like, would I ever really want to take regular Cenobites at this point?
So 10 of them, no upgrades, 500 points.
Yeah.
So call it 505. Got to get that grenade harness.
505 plus 10 to 20 points, depending on how many great swords I want to take.
Yeah.
And would I want to take the Paragon Blade?
Oh, you want to, Jesse. You want to accept that challenge.
Yeah, but I always accept my challenges with my Tyrannic Greatswords anyway. Just because even though I'm hitting that AP3, it is so funny when the opponent rolls a 1 and just completely wipes out their Praetor.
There is that, but there is something rude about bringing a Paragon Blade on your Sergeant.
True.
Just the casual disrespect that implies.
That is true. This is a non-HQ unit that's just rolling up with a goddamn Paragon Blade.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny, actually. I do like that.
The worst thing of it is, you could just go haul in, right? You have a 2,500 point list. You could easily fit 30 of these guys into it.
Mm-hmm. Or make a real stupid ZM list.
Oh, God, these guys. And I do like it because the story is very ZM underground, like fighting.
Oh, yeah.
And these are both devastating ZM units.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you going to do against a unit of Terminators that overwatch you with AP2?
And hit you with Strength 7 power swords.
Because in ZM, if you remember, there's a good chance you're overwatching at your regular ballistic skill.
Yeah.
And rerolling to miss.
Yeah. Oh, shit, you're right.
So just fall over and die.
Thanks for playing. And ignore cover.
Yeah. We don't love it, Jesse.
It should also be mentioned that there is a designer note to, hey, paint these guys different.
Yes, it does specifically say. And then there are pictures of them in the back, but I don't actually know if they're painted differently or not.
If you roll down, if you go a little bit farther down, there's a color picture and they are painted in like basically Deathwing white, which is really cool.
I do like it. I just wasn't sure if that was an actual like different paint job from the standard.
The other ones were painted in black. And this one actually has an actual Thunderhammer. The other ones were all, because the kit only comes with swords, which is a little sad, especially when the only other option they have is Thunderhammers in the main unit, but it's not hard to pick up a Terminator Thunderhammer these days, so.
They're a dime a dozen.
And I use the maces from the Deathwing Knights 40K model anyway, so.
As you should.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is the joy of playing a Legion that has its bespoke 40K stuff. We get all the good bits.
Yeah. That being said, I kind of want to do something different besides just painting the Cenobites different color. Like, I feel like these guys are fun enough where they kind of deserve their own sort of a conversion. I just haven't figured it out yet. These guys apparently don't have capes either. I just noticed that.
Hey, no capes.
Yeah, the regular Cenobites have little capes. These guys actually roll without them. So
they'll get caught in the plasma flamethrower. Your cape's swirling around 1 second.
You don't want to wash out. You don't want to wash out your cape with all the Xenos bits in there.
Yeah, all the plasma burns and the ash of your destroyed enemies. It's a lot to clean up.
That sounds like a fun weathering project anyway. But but yeah, so yeah, the Order of the Broken Claws. Good job. Yeah,
I can say this because
I'm happy with it.
I can say this because the one thing the route has failed at is cool Terminator rules. But these may be my favorite Legion Terminators.
Really?
Like, they have everything I love about just like 40K, 30K. Like, I love plasma weapons. If I could give everything in my army a gets hot plasma weapon, I would. It can't stop me.
Yeah, why not?
It
should be noted that these guys don't get hot either.
God, it's even better.
It's strength 4, but they don't get hot.
Don't care. AP2.
AP2.
I love that. I love units that don't run away. Like, so Stubborn Leadership 10 about that. Cataphractii is my favorite type of power armor. I love a dude with a good, like, bladed weapon.
Yep. Adamantium will, so get those psychers out of here.
Yep.
Canceling on 5s instead of 6s. Yeah, screw y'all.
It's a little heretical of me as a longtime Space Wolf player, but God, apparently when you fight the Rangdan, it just makes you cooler.
Yep. Need to throw a navigator in here too.
Just for the dicking?
Yes.
You gotta be rude about it, Jesse. Damn.
2 navigators. One for each unit. ZM, here we go.
That'd be so rude.
Yeah. But let's move on to the other unit, which I believe this is the first exemplary battle that has 2 different units, right? I think the other ones just had
way
a
to put me on the spot there, Jesse.
Sorry,
I have no idea.
Pretty sure the other ones had just a single unit.
I think so. We're going to say yes and hope that our listeners don't check us. Pay no attention. So this is the Mortis Poisoner Squad of the 14th Legion Death Guard. They are a ton of fun. So they are a destroyer variant. They're kind of a subsect of the 14th Destroyer Wings. They have, and I quote, high proportion of chem munitions, even by the standards of the Death Guard. They're kind of
Jerry over there has a lot of wicked stuff over there.
Yeah, like it's a little much. It's like saying he's fashionable even for a blood angel. Like, it's just damn okay. Or emo even for a Raven Guard. It's just piles on piles of nastiness that they've got. They are especially used in ship fighting, Zone Mortalis sort of stuff. And these guys apparently, for the most part, have fucked up somewhere because it's kind of seen as a punishment duty because you will just irradiate yourself to death. That being said, it's 125 points for 5.
Pretty cheap.
Weapons, basic Marine stats across the board. Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
Well, I mean, I guess the new destroyers are like that anyway. The test mode destroyers, the playtest destroyers.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that when we were looking at this. I was like,
I just put you on the spot again.
Let me look at the book so I can get the destroyer squad out here, and that'll teach me all I need to know about destroyers as I talk about these guys. And then Jesse's like, "Hey, remember that they totally retconned all those rules in that book you're looking at?"
I'll pull it up.
You son of a bitch!
I'm here for you, Austin. I'm here for you. I'll support you.
Anyway, basic Marine stats, weapon skill, ballistic, strength, toughness, initiative, all 4, leadership 9. And that goes for the Poison Master, which is their sergeant equivalent as well. That being said, again, 125 points. They come with a bolter, bolt pistol, chainsword or combat blade, frag, crack, and rad grenades, which is fun.
The destroyer affair.
Yeah, always fun. So you can get up to 10 more for 18 points each, which is fun. So it maxes out at the ZM unit size, which I like.
Yep, up again, another 15-point unit. We're starting to see a whole lot more of that, and I'm curious to see what that might
what it might
show up in the future.
Forward.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if they're 10 or less, they can have a Rhino or Land Raider Proteus as a dedicated transport. Note that if using one of the Rights of War special rules, other dedicated transport options may be available for the squad. So presumably you could also shove them in a drop pod or something?
Sounds right. Or, like another Land Raider, depending on what you take.
Yeah, it's an interesting note. I don't think they've done that for any of the other ones, but not opposed to it. So you can.
I've seen that little blurb mention other squads before. I just can't remember which.
All right. The entire squad can take melt bombs for 25 points, which, one of those things. Don't do it for 5 of them. This is still only 5 points for the squad, but scale. But that's not the important thing here. Nobody cares if they have melt bombs. Why do you ask? Because any model in the squad may exchange their bolter for a flamer with chem munitions. That's right.
For free.
Faux free. And then, for every 5 models in the squad, one poisoner may exchange their bolt pistol for, drum roll. Do we not have a drum roll button, Jesse?
No, I don't have my sound pad in front of me.
Heavy flamer with chem munitions for 20 points, which does seem a little pricey, considering you can get the regular flamer for free, but it is hilarious, and I do love me a heavy flamer. And then the Poison Master, so the Sergeant, can get a power weapon for 10 points or a power scythe for 15, Artificer armor for 10, and may take up to 3 Phosphex bombs for 10 points each, because fuck you. That's why.
They get Artificer armor. The Dark Angel ones don't get Artificer armor. I don't understand it, but it's fine.
Oh, the Dark Angels don't get something special and fancy.
I don't get my Tua power armor save.
After we just talked about how you may have the best Terminator unit in the game right now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I got to complain about something. It wouldn't be a Horus Heresy podcast if someone didn't complain about something. So.
It's true. Woeest thou. You don't get Artificer armor on that one guy.
Yeah. Now I just shoot my plasma shotguns without Artificer armor to protect me.
Yeah.
For free. Will mentioned this the other day, looking through this. It was kind of weird that you exchange your bolt pistol for the heavy flamer if you're the 5th model in the squad, as opposed to your bolter. And I'm trying to think why that would be.
Well, and I hate to say this, but is a heavy flamer a 2-handed weapon?
No, I don't think so. I've never seen a
flamer and a heavy flamer.
Oh,
you can dual flamer it, if you will.
What is that? You can't do that though. It's not a pistol weapon. You can't gunslinger that.
Watch me.
Unless I'm no.
No, you're right.
Two-handed.
You can't, but I don't
guess
know.
You can have a choice if you. Oh, should I shoot the flamer or should I shoot the heavy flamer?
The better and more expensive version of the other weapon I have? I don't know.
The guy's just looking from left to right in his hand. It's like, a big flamer.
Maybe because chem munitions gives you gets hot in addition to everything else. Is that different? Like, is it different for a heavy flamer than a normal flamer?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't play Death Guard, though.
Me either. But yeah, it just seems like a fun typo right there.
Yeah.
More than anything
something said
else.
about those interns again, right?
Well, they're doing the best they can. I heard the Brits went back to work from home for a lot of their stuff, so you're not getting quite the read-throughs that you were before. But God, it's a funny. Also, in case you were wondering, no special rules at all. There is no thinking to be done here.
Hardened armor and counterattack.
Yeah. Well, hardened armor and counterattack, but by that I mean,
but like
no like bespoke unit rules,
right?
Like I think every other unit we've seen.
So that is funny. Not on its actual unit rundown. However, they do get a special rule in the scenario, which we'll mention later. And I found it kind of interesting that's in the scenario and not on the actual unit. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, I really like these guys. Like they're not crazy. But, I mean, you can give everybody a flamer with chem munitions, and that's fun.
Yeah. So
get you a Warbringer and just go to town.
Yeah. So they have rad grenades.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember off the top of my head when rad grenades kick off during an assault phase. If you're being charged, do the rad grenades kick in immediately, and then suddenly you're hitting with your wall of death at a against enemies that have -1 strength? I have to check that out.
I don't know what the exact wording is. It might just be in the combat.
Yeah, I'm just checking rad
which
grenades.
To me would say no, but time to look up rad grenades because that would be amazing.
Everyone's favorite portion of the podcast is where we look up rules.
Yep, because we are absolutely prepared every time.
We've been playing this game for a little over half a decade. Can you tell?
I got it here. No, it's the whole thing, and I will read it here.
Yeah.
During a turn in which a unit equipped with rad grenades launches an assault or is themselves assaulted, the enemy units suffer a -1 penalty to their toughness until the end of the assault phase.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, you can wall of death them with chem munitions.
Oh, my God.
That's deeply distressing.
Then think about that in a Zone Mortalis game.
Yeah. I don't want to, Jesse.
It's rude. It's pretty rude.
Yeah, they are definitely a top contender Zone Mortalis unit. God, it's just... And it's delightful, because again, like you can take 5 of these guys with chem munitions, and it's 125 points.
Super cheap. And it's not a 0-1 unit, and neither is the Broken Claws, so...
Yeah, they're just elite.
Yeah.
Take as many as you want.
Take 3 or 4 of these different small squads in a Zone Mortalis and just run rampant.
Yeah, or like we've said, in a regular game, maybe you take the 10-man and give them away to Deep Strike.
No, take the 15-man.
No, 15-man for these, yeah. Take the 15-man, give them away to Deep Strike, and just laugh your way to victory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nuts.
Yeah.
2
Both
really cool
very
units.
solid additions. Yeah. I am loving what GW is doing right now. Literally the only downside is who knows what this will do in next edition.
Yeah, that's the big trick. My gut says we'll probably see this in a GW reveal at Adepticon, which I am so frustrated that I won't be able to attend this year.
Yeah, me neither. And I've got credit. Dumb baby.
From 2 years ago.
Getting born on the same day as Adepticon.
Yeah. But you know what that means?
I'll never go to Adepticon again.
No, you get to take him on his birthday to Adepticon.
That's true. If I raise him right.
If you raise him right.
Oh, yeah, otherwise he'll rebel and become like, I don't know, a car guy? Who knows?
Play the violin, Dad.
God, he's going to join the symphony.
But yeah, so these are the units. Now let's talk about the mission. The sacking of Umbral 51, legendary mission. So in this mission, one side has narrowed down the location of a valuable relic or Xenos artifact to several potential areas, but they are not alone in their search. The opposing side has patiently followed in their wake, and only now, as the prize is within reach, do they strike. So, they say, hey, use Iron Hands, Death Guard, Mechanicum, and Dark Angel legions, but you can use other stuff.
Yeah, this isn't the first time people have snuck after each other to steal cool shit in the Heresy, and it won't be the last.
Exactly. Pretty sure everyone has done that at some point or another in the Heresy. Every single person.
Just individually.
Each Legionnaire stole some shit from another Legionnaire. Or Mechanicum. So the players roll off to see which side will be the Relic Hunters and which side will be the Pursuers. So setting up the game, use a deployment map that follows, which looks like it's almost a Dawn of War. There's slightly different setup here. Still a 6x4. The Relic Hunters have their normal 12-inch deep deployment zone. The Pursuers have only a 6-inch deep zone that goes across the width of the table.
Mm-hmm. And then there are 5 objectives deployed like objectives are always deployed, and they very specifically say markers 1 inch in diameter, so I guess like a 20 millimeter base. So you talked about the deployment zone. Deployment is pretty much normal. Can't place anything into, you get reserves. I'm sorry, I misread that. And then the winner is just the side that controls the objective marker that represents the relic.
Mm-hmm.
Ha-ha!
Which is... This feels familiar. I have to look at the rules, which...
It does like a little bit.
There's a mission out there somewhere that's very similar to this.
Yeah, although it does say in this one, if neither side controls that objective at the end of the game, or the relic has not been revealed, the player with the most location unknown rolls is the winner.
Okay.
Which is one of the special rules here.
Yeah. So it still behooves you to go out there and try to search for it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still trying to get it. So location unknown. What is that? It's each of the objective markers placed during game setup represents the potential location of the relic both sides are seeking. During the movement phase, if a model from a unit finishes its move within 3 inches of an objective, its controlling player rolls a d6 and adds the number of the current game turn. On a result of 2 to 6, the objective marker is a false reading or dead end and is removed from the board, but counts as a location unknown roll for the purposes of victory conditions. On a 7-up, the relic is discovered, this objective marker is left in place, and all the other objective markers are immediately removed from the board. And then when only a single objective remains and the relic is yet to be discovered, the last one is automatically the location, and this rule no longer applies, which really leads to some interesting tactical ploys you can do in this scenario. Like, okay, do I put my objectives like in my deployment zone and try for it right away? Gotta roll pretty high to make that happen. Do I not search at all in the hopes that the one on my board is the last one to be tried and therefore is automatically the right thing?
Maybe, but unless everyone rolls real low and it's never discovered, then you automatically lose.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. There's a lot of fun kind of meta game within game going on here with that rule. So I like it.
Yeah. So in addition to that, there's other rules, in particular specific ones to the units that were shown earlier. There's Morbid Resolve for the Death Guard and Wardens of the Forbidden for the Dark Angels. There's also Sleeping Sentinels, which we'll get to here in a second. Morbid Resolve. Excuse me. Yeah. Morbid Resolve. Once per game, immediately before making a shooting attack with a squad of Death Guard Mortis Poisoners, the controlling player may activate Morbid Resolve. When activated, the controlling player ignores the effects of the Gets Hot special rule upon that unit of Mortis Poisoners until the end of the shooting phase. Hey, Austin. This feels like
Jesse.
This feels like a stratagem.
Could it not? Actually, no, you're absolutely right. And it
feels like a Titanicus stratagem once per game.
It really does.
And I'm here for it. I just wish it was actually part of the unit instead of the scenario.
Ooh.
That'd be pretty cool.
It would be really cool, but then we get from being a good unit to kind of an auto-include unit. So like...
well, see, and I would agree with that until they redo everything and actually every unit has something stupid like this.
It's true. It could be something that, that's going to be in their rules, but they were like,
because like
for whatever reason, 2.0 is different enough from this that they thought it would be too OP.
Maybe. I mean, well, let's think about it. Like, standard tacticals have Fury of the Legion.
Yep.
That's kind of sort of like this in a way. It's sort of like a stratagem to some degree or another. They can use it, basically any turn of the game and more than once.
Mm-hmm.
But if we had stuff like this, I feel like it adds a fun little extra flavor.
It does. But of course, if it was like that for every unit in the game, suddenly there's a ton of them you got to think of. Or, I mean, remember Titanicus, you might have 3 of these a game to kind of once per game do.
That's true.
Rather than trying to juggle like 8 or 9 in your head.
Fair. Yeah, the Titans generally don't have their own stratagem. It's usually what you have for your Legio.
Yeah, but it would be interesting if stuff like this became more in the way you build the army, right?
Yeah, or basically build your own set of rules for your Legion. Like you're given a list of different type of quote unquote stratagems to use, and you can take 2 or 3 of them for your army.
Yeah, like in addition to your right of war, you also get like what sort of company you are, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Or hell, this might be a foretaste of their right of war, right? They could have their own Mortis Poisoner right of war where you can take them as troops or get some fancy stuff.
Yeah.
So who knows? What about those Wardens of the Forbidden?
So Wardens of the Forbidden, not quite as exciting, but still good for this particular scenario. When a unit entirely made up of models with the special rule Order Exemplars, Orders of the Broken Claws, ends their movement within 3 inches of an objective, the controlling player adds +1 to result of any roll made for location unknown, in addition to adding the number of current game turn. So you do have an edge there. Unfortunately, you can't show up with a Praetor or a Navigator rolling alongside you to get that. But at the same time, turn 1, you need a 7, so you need a 5 up instead of a 6 up. And then a 4 up on turn 2 to find it. So
yeah, there's a good chance. Make it likely to be yours.
Yeah.
It's fun. And then the last special rule we have is Sleeping Sentinels. On any unmodified roll of 1, before adding the number of the current game turn or +1 for Wardens of the Forbidden mission special rule, so just a natural 1, for the location unknown special rule, a maniple consisting of D3 Vorax class battle automata or Castellax class battle automata is immediately deployed by the opposing player. Models are placed as close to the objective that was captured as possible.
Oh my god.
But cannot be placed in impassable terrain or within 1 inch of an enemy model. Models deployed in this manner are controlled by the opposing player and count as distrusted allies for the rest of their army. That's why you don't want to be bad at this.
Yeah, suddenly Castellax.
Right? These battle automata can be equipped with any of the options allowed in their army list entries, with the exception of the Paragon of Metal special rule, which should not be used. Otherwise, they are equipped and modeled as per the basic army list entry. Battle automata deployed in this way are counted as denial units, but do not trigger location unknown rules and cannot capture objectives. Note, it is possible for an objective to be captured and for the location of the relic to be revealed at the same time as models are deployed under the Sleeping Sentinels rule. So it could all go completely pear-shaped instantly. God, that is a hilarious rule.
Yeah, so I guess that
That's
works
an even
with
bigger
the, so that works with the Wardens, I guess, of the Forbidden, where it's late game, you roll a 1, but you still get a +1 because you're Exemplars, and that's how you get, in addition to, the...
Yeah, you still get jumped on by the robots, but at least you have the objective.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so rude. And there's no way to stop it either, because it's just as close to the objective as possible, not they have to be within 6 inches and...
Yeah. It's like, hello.
So, yeah, you could have a 15-inch bubble around that objective before you do the roll, and guess what? 15 inches away is robot.
It's weird. How did they just pop up like that? But
out of holes in the ground,
I reckon
just
so.
like dwarves.
Castellax are just robot dwarves.
It's true. There are no Castellax women. But yeah, a super fun little scenario.
But there are dwarf women. They just have beards too.
Fresh.
I'm so confused. Anyway, so yeah, that's the latest exemplary battle. Thanks, GW. Copyright 2021. Hey, wait a minute.
Man, it's almost...
They've been holding this up their sleeve for a little bit.
Almost like that pandemic has been fucking with us.
Constantly for 2 years.
Constantly for 2 years. Inshallah, not much longer. But this has been delightful. I fully support this. I cannot wait for the next one. They seem to be getting better as they go on. Yeah. Like more stuff, cooler stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what comes up. And if now that they're doing more than a single unit or a single legion per book, I guess we won't be waiting 18 months before the new one shows up. Because I feel like this is like a lead on into the next edition.
We're coming right up on it. I mean, what? That box set came out and we were all like, maybe it'll be the Christmas release. Maybe. Yeah. But obviously not.
Obviously not.
Which means the next big splash release...
Summertime.
...be the summer, which means Adepticon would be kind of a perfect first reveal.
Yep. Late March, if I remember right. That's where they show them.
Adepticon is early March.
Early March.
So, I mean, if I'm talking about like early teasers, maybe not even an official announcement, but like, oh, look at this in a trailer for something. What could it be? Yeah. Literally,
here's a 2-second splash of some legionary speaking about some horrors of war or something, and then say,
that coming soon. Still with the Mark 6 power armor. Fuck you guys.
Coming soon.
Our stuff.
In Horus Heresy font.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that, GW. We know it's coming.
It'll be delightful.
Or everybody gets a goddamn Mark 6 legionary under their chair. So
if that happens, I'll be so sad.
Me too. But yeah, thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this latest episode. Like, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, we got through the holidays. We got through the holiday depression, and we're here again.
Ready to hobby.
Once again, if you enjoy this podcast, be sure to like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you want to, go over to Facebook or Instagram at RR30K and like us there. And if you enjoy our program and would like to support us, go over to patreon.com/RR30K podcast. There you become a patron. We have a few bonus episodes for you to enjoy. Give it a shot. Check it out. And as right now, I'd like to give a shout out to all of our patrons, starting with our Legion Praetors. Alex Self, Chap Lanissar, Chris Mack, Jacob Dillon, Gardner.Tree of Woe, Joe from Music City Heresy, Luke Rizzuto, Matthew Boyce, Michael Tisdall, Mr. Baldwick, Nick Quenga, Rena the Floof, Sar Luther, Taco Tuesday or Bus 22 Rock and Roll McDonald's, What's Ligma? Our Legion Centurions, Aaron Maynard, Andrew N., Angry Boy, Dave Jones, Duncan, Ed, John Christensen, M. Tanzer, Gore Crow, Nick, son of Tacticus, and Voidhint Periatrix. Finally, our Legion Sergeants, Agrippina, Emily O'Hare, Garrett Lowe, Jay DeSales, Jay Grammaticus, Mr. Sear, Nicholas Gillen, The Zoy, and What Do I Call Myself? Advex Moore. That's what you
beat me to it that time. Yep.
Once again, thank you all for your support. We greatly appreciate it. Helps keep our website running, our costs for running podcast servers going, and hopefully we'll see some cool stuff here in the future once, eventually when things finally break out. Austin, you want to talk about your Titanicus event you're running at Battlegrounds real quick?
I mean, only if we have this out before next Saturday.
Oh, it'll be out tomorrow.
Ah, damn. Look at that's our hardy tech marine at work. Jesus. Can edit out all of my bullshit and have it up in less than 24 hours.
That's my secret. All the bullshit stays in.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always full of bullshit. But yeah, the Siege of Soyang, going to be happening at Battlegrounds. Doors open at 12. Dice start rolling at 12:30. Although, given that we're doing 3 games of AT, God, I wish it was 3 days of AT. If everybody shows up early, we will start rolling dice early. So 3 rounds. I think we still technically have a slot open.
That's That being said, I know you mentioned this before, but no, it's first come, first serve. But at the same time, if people are making their way out, there's such a big group here, we're more than willing to accommodate people who've come down here. So don't worry about that.
Yes, I will say officially there are 12 people going, which is the limit just because I have to provide some swag and special terrain and all of that. But, if you're sitting there in Maryland, North Carolina, wherever, and you're like, man, I really want to go to that, but first come, first serve, fuck. Like Jesse said, plenty of the local guys have approached me and were like, look, I'm going to show up. I'm excited to play. I cannot. If there's out of town guys, I cannot.
Which is definitely, yeah.
Love to all the homies, right? We just want new nerds to come play games with us. It should be a fun time. The scenarios are a little crazy. Going to be hilarious. Got some prize support. Got some free swags, which is always fun. And AT is hands down the best game GW is running right now. So come on out.
There you go. Be sure to check out our website, rr30k.com. You can also find the Battlefleet Heresy Compendium, Austin and Stevens' Horus Heresy Battlefleet Gothic Love Child, which is clocking in at over combination of 400 some pages.
It's a lot.
Yep, basically homebrew rules, modified rules to bring Battlefleet Gothic into the Age of Darkness. It's free, obviously. Check it out. Download a PDF, and get some friends to play. There are people all over the world who have been trying this out. It's really weird.
It blows my mind. Guys are hosting events, and Steven and I don't we don't know these people, and they're like, oh yeah, hey, look, we just hosted a Battlefleet Heresy event, and I'll see it on Facebook, and somebody will comment oh, what rules are you using for that, and they'll link to us.
Yeah, I've seen a Spanish forum link to these rules. I was like, oh,
no, you read Spanish?
I don't. I was just typing in. I was just curious, and it just popped up. There was a Spanish forum. It's like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's why
I don't speak a lick of Spanish. That's my fault, obviously, but still pretty humbling.
Yeah, it's crazy. People apparently enjoy them. We had a lot of fun writing them. Jesse didn't have a lot of fun editing it, but bless him, he did.
There's still more to edit.
Yeah, well, if you didn't have such shitty writers that knew how to do their own editing.
If it could only be my full-time job, I'd be more than willing to do it.
And you know what?
We'll get there.
Listeners, if you pay Jesse enough money, it could be. Sign up on that Patreon, it only takes 5 or 6 of you, $800 a month. Jesse will quit his job and do this full time.
I'm not going to say anything at that point. I'm not going to say anything.
Jesse's like, I just got this new promotion. I don't know.
But side life note, I did get a new position at work. Hopefully you'll be here. I'll either get it in 2 weeks or I'll get it in 2 months, but lights at the end of the tunnel, and it'll be a whole lot less stress on me. So looking forward to actually diving really back into this just in time for a summer of heresy.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good.
I can't wait. So that's it. That's all I have for tonight. It's been good to talk with you, Austin. It's been a few days. It's been a few weeks.
It's been a couple of weeks, yeah.
So I feel bad because I know patrons out there who have been supporting us. So sorry I have not been getting out that much, but we'll make it up to you. Promise. But
well, we will or Steven will.
I guess I will. I don't know. I can't speak for Steven. Well, maybe I can. I can speak.
We can absolutely speak for Steven.
Hey, Steven's going to take care of y'all.
Yeah, Steven will make it right.
Yep, just DM him. You said you'd make it right.
Yep.
And with that, my name is Jesse.
I'm Austin.
Have a good night. Keep those dice rolling. Welcome to 2022. Bye for now.
Bye.